Governor Janet Mills unveiling a proposed supplemental budget in February totaling $275 million. Since then, the Committee on Appropriations and Financial Affairs has been evaluating every line before a vote to send it to the full legislature.
With adjournment 2 weeks away, voting is expected soon, but with that comes split decisions. Keenan Mills has more from Augusta.
After controversial add-ins of a millionaire tax and relief checks into the proposed state supplemental budget late Tuesday night, debate continued in committee on Wednesday, specifically on the use of the state's rainy day fund.
Now we would be putting a additional tax, a disincentive to come to Maine when we desperately need additional people to our state.
The State Chamber of Commerce and Maine Republicans claim a decision made Tuesday night by the committee responsible for the budget to put a 2% income tax on those making over $1 million is a step backwards. Woodcock says that the state needs to be more growth-oriented, and it could lead to outward migration. Supporters include the Maine Center for Economic Policy, which says the surcharge will generate nearly $100 million in state revenue in 2027. In a statement, the group said, "For too long, Maine's tax code has asked the most of those with the least. Now we're on track to change that. This surcharge will generate hundreds of million dollars for workers, families, and students." Also voted through, the governor's proposed $300 relief checks to certain Maine families, funded through the state's Budget Stabilization Fund, also known as the Rainy Day Fund.
Again, I am so glad that Democrats are confident in Trump's economy, but we are due for a recession, and one will come, and when that happens, we'll be forced to cut our funding to municipalities and to schools.
Republicans oppose tapping the fund, calling it fiscally irresponsible, and argue the state doesn't have a revenue problem, it has a spending problem. Democrats counter that the Rainy Day Fund is a viable option to fill revenue shortfalls, including a gap in the highway fund discussed Wednesday.
Again, I understand the Budget Stabilization Fund was designed for general fund holes, but we have a hole in the highway fund, so money that we've set aside in reserves to take care of revenue shortfalls, I think would be a good use of that money.
A vote is expected, if not on Wednesday, then later this week. The budget will then head to the House for initial voting. Keenan Mills, WABI News, Augusta.